No, I ain't ready. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. Happy holidays, Feliz Navidad, happy Kwanzaa, all that jazz. Great, very interesting day today. A lot of y'all was in your light skins today, man. Rightfully so. We'll do more and more tomorrow. Yeah, it's good. It's all good, man. We'll do a lot more. Shit, nothing. We'll do a lot more talking tomorrow on Big Games BS when it comes to what exactly is happening, what's going down in the portal and whatnot. But just wanted to come on real quick. Again, everybody's just really been spazzing on Twitter and on the social medias about players that have been lost. Um, you know, guys, this is part of the game. This stuff kind of happens, man. And I don't know why it's kind of like messing with us as much as it is right now. But for those who don't know, the latest in the transfer portal buzz, Hayes Fawcett put out that Luke Kromenhoek is going to enter the transfer portal, and this has got everybody in the tizzy as of right now. People acting like they don't have kids that could potentially do some different things like this, and people are wilding out. You're also seeing the players respond back to, especially those who were in the same class, respond back to a guy who they bled, sweat. And look, shout out to Charles Lester and shout out to Cam Davis. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but they're kind of like, hey man, this is just sometimes this kind of shit happens, and I think we got to relax and chill out and just realize that it's part of the game. It's part of life. It sucks. Plus, we got so much other good things that are happening with our program right now. And just again, as I told a lot of people um, before, don't let the drama distract you from the fact that it's MFTK all day, every day. And there's just a couple things, and there's some talking points, and we can ask questions. We can just have healthy dialogue. Let's communicate. Let's talk about this. Let's talk our way through this. We just had one of the most traumatic seasons that we've had in quite some time, and I'm here to be your Fraser Crane, to help be you guys' entertainment psychologist, to help decompress you and help you learn how to live a life more effective and more abundantly as you guys walk through this journey called life. Because some of y'all clearly don't have your priorities in order, but I also understand why this is supposed to be the game. And guys, also just remember, Santa Claus is watching how you respond on social media, and I don't want you to not get good Christmas gifts because you're being naughty. We want to be nice, or at least like me, like my shirt says, an attempt was made. Um, every time I do a show, I'm going to try to put on some holiday cheer. I got a good shirt. It's a sweater. I wear it on Friday's show because it's going to be cold. Can't wear it tomorrow because it's going to be raining and hot. I love my red sweater that I'm going to be wearing on Friday's show. But we'll go into I'm trying to find a good list of those who have actually hit the transfer portal. But I was trying to use these things. Let me see FSU's transfer. FSU players enter the portal. Okay. War Chain is the on 3 thing. So let's see if War Chain gives me. Okay. Okay, between the portal and guys entering the NFL, I count that we're going to have 25 guys leave. I've said that. That's just my opinion. And I want you guys to realize this. This is something as we go through this journey. The portal giveth and the portal taketh away. Oh, I like this. FSU wire got a really nice one. Let me see if I can exit out of this. The FSU wire has a good one. Okay. We'll use this one here in a second. Before we get so we got comments. Just it is what it is. Real Master, we'll talk about a lot of this other stuff. Just our opinions. Again, these are just my opinions. Don't need to get your panties in the water. You believe what you want to believe. Yeah, I want you guys to also know. Hey, Kyle Killer, come here real quick. You guys are free to believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to change any of that stuff. I'm not an insider. I just be inside every now and then. I'm just here to talk, here to rationalize things. And I like people. Everybody is free to believe the world of which needs to be. Kai, are you coming? Hurry up. I got to ask you something. Because again, sometimes believing things is cool. It keeps you purity. It keeps you with a childlike heart, which is important. Don't bring that. Pause it real quick. Just pause it. You don't have to bring the tablet everywhere. So come here. Got to ask you a question. I want people want to ask you this because sometimes the people need to know. All right. Who's coming in on December 25th? Do you believe he's coming? You know who it is? Who gives you gifts? Yeah, but who else? Who gives you the one big gift?
Mommy. I think you sometimes.
And then who else?
Tia.
So you don't believe in Santa?
Yeah, even Santa.
You believe Santa?
Yeah.
Okay. Who does Santa bring here to monitor you and your brother?
Huh?
Who does Santa bring here to monitor, make sure and report back to Santa? The elves? Yeah. You don't know the elf? Okay, I'm gonna tell him. Do I need to tell the elf?
No.
Okay. Well, what's his name?
Jake and Jack.
So you believe in Jake and Jack?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh, all right. Go on. So if he can believe in Jake and Jack, you can believe everything that the insiders can. No, because you're gonna be playing that. It's too loud. If he can believe in Jake and Jack, you guys get to believe in whatever you want to believe in. That's the way I believe in the world. I just want you to know that sometimes your belief in the insiders is about as realistic as my 6-year-old's belief in Jake and Jack. So don't know what to tell you that. So take with that what you will. But I do know it does sell. It was salacious. It was very exciting. It's very exciting. As we joked the other day, yes, girl, we got some tea. That's what we can say. Like, I mean, we get to talk about other people who have accomplished things in life. So, but on that note, we also got our hires that we're coming into, but we're going to talk. I want to cite my source, FSU Wire, a part of USA Today. Yanni wants to know who is Jake and Jack. Those are our elves. That's the elf on the shelf, Jake and Jack. They're the ones who report to Santa Claus, and they give my boys when they're being good. They give them a little treat to carry them over until Christmas Day. So, like this morning, Jake and Jack gave them bath bombs. So, Kyle, you now understand. Kyle, you could be a member of the beat. Kyle's corner put, oh, my kid believes in that elf. I have to come up with new places every night. He's still an asshole up front of the elf, though. What I'm saying is that's what basically you're a member of the beat. They have to move the elf every day in order for you to stay subscribed. If they don't, then you're not going to be subscribed. So you have to move the elf. Now each kid gets their own elf. So that's the only reason. No more kids. I'm not having no more kids unless I'm breeding somebody, and then we'll have as many kids. Then that kid will have an elf too. But let's talk about some of these portal guys and how everybody is feeling about this. So one, we got the man right here. Um, he hasn't transferred on us yet, so he's still here. Um, and Mike Norvell is the guy, and he's making everybody hit the portal, but not making everybody hit the portal. I don't want no notifications from them. All right, so we got Mike here. The first person one of the first people to hit it was Deuce Spin. Again, I'm very sad about him and the potential that he had. Potential. Shout out to Lakewood Spartans, greatest school in the universe, out of St. Pete, Florida. You can't like the measurables that he has are credible. I thought he was a senior actually, so I'm glad that he's actually still got an opportunity to be able to go make some money. In 2 years, he has 10 catches, 92 yards, one kickoff return. He was the first person that announced that he was hitting the portal. Then we had Jackson West, a tight end. And anytime you're a tight end, I'm not here to pick on him, but anytime you're a tight end and your career stat is 3 tackles, that's telling us everything that we need to know. What I do believe, though, is we probably should have become a more serious ball program and converted some of these guys to fullback. And just really had these guys going after here, banging people. It would have been different, but, kudos to him. Hope everything works out for him. Here's a guy, Byron Turner from New Orleans, 42 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack. He's been here for 4 years, never really was able to get to that next level. Got to push him out as we are trying to probably get more guys from that the Nebraska staff wants to be able to implement in the portal. I actually thought one day he was going to be well, but it just not be well, but do his thing, but it never turned out the way we wanted to. Here's a guy who I was really excited about in last year's transfer portal with another guy who we'll talk about Boots, man. Man, I really wanted Boots to have that next thing, but you got Samoa Durjai, big African. He had 3 tackles this season, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. He was one of those guys that got caught up in being the tweener. Between a lot of injuries that happened with us. Bad y'all can't see that. Let's see him. Scroll it down. Between a lot of injuries that happened with us, but I really liked when he came on his visit. One, I love his nappy hair and a receding hairline. It kind of reminded me of Adebisi from Oz, but like a big ass Adebisi. Just never turned out to be as tough as Adebisi was in Oz for my older people. Also, lover of old women like me. A lot of people don't know. A lot of people dislike, don't understand the behind the scenes workings. I remember getting a late night call about this young man needing to be able to get into old folks club. And, the one thing about Tallahassee was I don't want you guys to get it tangled or twisted. I am the mayor of that city, the de facto mayor of that city. If you need something to go down, you need something to happen in Tallahassee, you holler at a player when you see him in the street, and he'll make sure it gets done. A couple phone calls, and he was in there, Cupid shuffling and watching women wobble. So it was good stuff for him. I believe that was a big part of him coming here. Omarion Cooper. It left to go to Colorado, came back, and then he's transferring back out. He had 3 tackles this year, 1 pass breakup. He's a guy who probably should have never left in the first place. And I think he could, again, wish him the best. You got to get guys out of here who not fully bought in or aren't producing. We need spots for those guys. I'm not going to overly cry about it. I hope he succeeds in life, but off of a 2-10 campaign, I'm going to be honest with you. If me speaking as a Tallahassee native and a Florida State fan, if you were on that 2-10 team and you don't have nothing else, I might not want you back. in the city. So yeah, going about that. Now here's a guy who actually, who I saw the fan base kind of take a turn on, and I really wish I want to know what was said, um, what was said to make him want to leave, what that exit interview was like. And that would be Omar Graham Jr. Omar Graham Jr. Everybody was just like, "Oh my God, he sucks. He sucks." He wore that 3.6 last year. Actually, toward the end of the season, was playing like one of our better linebackers. I didn't know he had that much eligibility left, but this is a lot of production to lose with a guy having more years. 68 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 1 sack, three pass breakups. He's a redshirt sophomore. He's got 2 more years. Like, what this feels like is losing. Now, he wasn't as good as my nephew, Kalen DeLoach, but it feels like losing Kalen DeLoach. Now, this one right here, now that he's gone, I'm going to go ahead and speak on this situation. Not that situation that some of you are thinking about. I have no idea why it took us 2 years. But here's one of the things that I think gets lost in the Mike Norvell, and this might turn Mike Norvell into his villain era, which might have led to the departure of the kid that we all were probably waiting on right now. Destyn Hill was the prize guy for Mike's first class. We waited 2 years for Destyn Hill to get here without knowing anything. Matter of fact, we didn't even know if Destyn Hill was a real person. Had anybody ever actually seen Destyn Hill in real life? Like there were so many Destyn Hills on campus sightings. There were so many this about Destyn Hill, that about Destyn Hill. Well, then we finally get him, and he gives us sparks, and we're able to get it. Then he tears his ACL, and we never get this, man. A wonderful person to be around when you see him, very energetic. I really wanted this kid to finish as a Knoll, to be one of those great Knolls to have ever played here. But rumors were starting last year when Greedy Vance was hit the portal, that that Destyn was going to hit it with him, but he got injured. So I remember hearing that. I remember thinking, well, that would be dumb. I hope that doesn't happen. Then this happens right here, because the truth be told, there is really absolutely no reason for him to want to leave. And I do believe that this might be something, when it's all said and done, when we become older, right? And we become men, and we sit back and we look at and we reflect on our lives, and we think about the people who made the most impact on us. You'll never be able to say Mike did them dirty. Because again, nobody sticks with a guy that long. I remember having teammates who didn't show up and report. We forgot about them motherfuckers, but Destyn Hill's name was like just always around and always kept. But at the end of the day, I would never bitch about somebody doing what they feel is best for them. Kudos to him. I hope it all works out for you, champ. Good ball player, man. Just explosive, could take the top off of a defense with the heavy run that we were going to be able to do with this Gus Malzahn offense. I just can imagine a kid like him exploding and taking the top off of the defense. Did not realize he only had 6 catches for 87 yards, though. Another guy who just couldn't get out of his own way. Like not out of his own way, but like just injuries, and that'll be Darian Williamson. I remember seeing I don't even know how he still has eligibility. Like at this point, champ, you might need to just get a job, but maybe he'll go somewhere and explode it up. He's played 5 years, he gets 1 more year, so this will be a 6-year of eligibility. Maybe he'll, I don't know, but I know this: if it takes you 6 years to get to the league, you're probably not going to get to the league. But 35 catches, 454 yards, 1 touchdown. I remember I was just so disappointed. Drops, injuries, and a lot of time. One of the times when people were picking on DJU, I think it was the Boston College game. DJU threw a corner route, and I believe it was to Williamson, and it looked like DJ threw it to the stands, but no, he threw it to Williamson, and Williamson just didn't go up and catch a fucking corner route, which is pivotal in football. So yeah. I don't, like I said, wide receivers' jobs is to catch the ball. And if you don't catch the ball, then yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about coaches here, FSU 2942. Once I get through this transfer portal, guys, hit me up a little bit later in the comments. I appreciate that. I have no problem talking about that. When this one right here, and they use the same picture of Boots. I like Boots. I have utmost respect for his dad. Just Boots got sick, I believe, right when he came in his first time. Never really got going. Then I believe he had an injury. Then I believe he he appeared in 2 games from what they said. Just never was able to get this going. And with this going to this new defense, I don't know if he's able to convert to linebacker. But I know his dad played that, Lamont Green Sr., no legend. I really want for legacy guys to be good. I always look at these guys and just again, I want my son to be in that position in a few years. So when I see this kind of stuff, I'm just like, it makes me a little disheartened, but this is a business. And in a business, you got to understand the game. And that's how I go. Brian Courtney, again, when you see a guy have more, an offensive guy have more tackles than stats, that's not necessarily good. 2 catches, 15 yards, 4 tackles. Primarily uses a blocking tight end and on special teams. We didn't really get any of that either, man. I don't really. Yeah, our tight end room is for the youth. The youths gotta get going with the tight end room. Same thing with Gerald Powers. I actually thought he was going to be that guy. He's been 2 years with the Seminoles, appearing in 2 games, did not record a stat. Ooh, man. 3-star recruit out of 2022 recruit class. I want y'all to see this. Can I highlight that? Yeah, so is that highlight on the thing? Yep. So it says a 3-star recruit. Now, when people talk about the portal is unsustainable, what I talk about is, would you rather have a 3-star with a heart that didn't record a stat, or would you rather have gone and gotten a college guy with 2 years? If neither one of them are going to do anything with their career at Florida State that's memorable, which one would you have, just from a logical perspective and from a perspective of wanting to win? This is not trying to bash or beat down any players. All this is just me just stating my opinion on how you do that stuff. What's up with Graham? With Graham leaving, DeMarco Ward, linebacker, 12 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. He signed in 2023. I'm gonna be honest with you, probably. I like, 1, man. He looks amazing. I wish I looked like that. But 2, probably should have never been signed. Kudos to him. I hope it works out for him. He probably had, 2023, 1 redshirt season. He has 3 seasons left. Hope it works out for him very well. All right, and we don't have the one guy here. Let's see here. Go ahead, click out of this. Luke Kromenhoek. Luke Kromenhoek is the latest no to leave. A lot of people have speculated. A lot of people have really been like on my guy. And I'm not even here to just. I don't want to talk about stuff that I really don't truly know about. I do have a relationship with the Kromenhoek family. I think that they're an amazing family. I think what's going to happen and what I don't like happening, what people doing is people bash the families and the players for making decisions that are based on them. Let's learn about this. The transfer portal works a multitude of ways. The transfer portal giveth, and the transfer portal taketh away. One of the things that a lot of fans love to talk about is when somebody hits the transfer portal, they say that it's two things: they're ducking competition, or there was a money dispute. Those are the two things that people literally, when there's a player that everybody wants, they literally always say this. Now, we just went through a laundry list of everybody else. You know what nobody said? Nobody said anything about money. Nobody said anything about those guys quitting. Most of you guys were okay with those people leaving and entering the portal, correct? And this is a safe space. Nobody, and this is not that he's not a good kid, but nobody's crying about DeMarco Ward in the transfer portal. A lot of you probably didn't even know who Jarrell Powers was, or Brian Courtney was, or Jackson West for that matter. None of you guys are over here saying that these guys were fleeing competition. These guys just wanted money. None of you guys were saying any of these different things. Now, I'm not here to tell you that other people are not telling you the truth. I don't even want to get into that because we had something similar happen last offseason, right? With Josh Farmer. And Josh Farmer literally, his brothers and them came and said, my brother did not enter the portal. But there was articles written, people doubled down on it, people did a lot of different things. One thing, if it was about money, who the fuck cares? Let me just give you guys a civics lesson because a lot of times we've taken civics out of school and a lot of you failed civics. And we live in a capitalistic society. I will never get mad at a kid for going to get a bag if that was indeed the case. If somebody wanted to give Luke $1 million, God bless America, Luke, go get your $1 million, Poppy. Hey, I remember my mom telling me one time when I said I wanted to leave to go to the NFL early. She said, son, you can always come back and get your education. You can't, however, always get $1 million for your athletic ability. And I think that was very important when she told me that. That was some game, that was some wisdom. And that's stuff that I would tell guys all the time. People talk about loyalty. Will Reed put this, my brother in Christ. Maybe you gotta check out Black FSU Twitter or the white people who come over on there, or just it's a different side of Twitter that I see. It's some good stuff, but a lot of people are questioning why. And I think that's an important thing. And you probably won't know the full truth, but I can tell you that anything that comes out in the first 24 to 48 hours is always speculation. And the first thing that was put out is that, he's just going for $1 million. He asked for $1 million. And I was just like, I know that family. That's a good family. There's some good people, man. And I ain't gonna shit. If you feel like you worth $1 million, I ain't gonna tell you not to go for it. But I'll tell you this right here. The portal giveth and the portal taketh away. And then one of the things that got put out too from my sources that was saying is that, his dad felt like we should not have gotten a portal quarterback. He did not like a portal quarterback. I don't believe that 100% wholeheartedly because I believe everybody knows that we need more competition on this team. Here's what I believe happened. I'm very pro Mike Norvell. I fucks with Mike. I think Mike, I believe in Mike bringing this program back to where it needs to be at and consistently. I could see the vision of Mike with DJU when he did it. I can also learn a lesson from being wrong. And probably for the first time, I actually like questioned this kind of decision that Mike made. And what I mean by that is I don't think Castellanos or whatever his name is should be the quarterback for Florida State. Now they might not be done, and I pray that that's the case. I pray we're still going after Salter. I pray that we're going after the kid from New Mexico. I pray that we're going after Buddy from Tulane or something like that. There's a lot of other quarterbacks in the transfer portal. I truly believe that. I hope that we're not done. But if Thomas Castellanos is the quarterback that we're going for, the only quarterback we're going for in the portal, and Luke's my son, I think Luke's better than that. But I know when you go to the portal, you're not guaranteeing you're giving this guy a leg up on the competition. And if that's the case, I'm going to seek assurances to make sure by getting paid to make sure that my son gets the proper opportunity to be able to compete for that spot. Now, that's something that's very believable for me. You could write that down now to sell subs, but just to think that they just went out there for money, I'm not believing that. I don't believe that to be true. And a lot of people say, like, does he fit Gus's system? He's a big quarterback that's fast with a powerful arm. What are all Gus's quarterbacks that he wants? Hell, Gus had Castellanos at UCF for a little bit. And he ended up leaving to go to Boston College, where he didn't get that job until injury and really gets upon us. And what I don't want FSU fans to hear is this me trashing the kid, because I'm not. If he's going to be the quarterback, I'm backing and I'm riding with him until and I'm only going to analyze what I see on the field. But what I'll say is that I've only seen him really ball out against Florida State. In 2023, he balled out against a Florida State team that was sick and that was already up. Like, so what happened was we shouldn't have went to prevent defense. We probably should have just kept playing the style of defense that we were playing that made us successful up until that point. But Florida State dominated that game for much of that game. And if that's the case, I James Coleman, can't fault somebody for not thinking we're serious when I don't necessarily agree with the decision. That doesn't mean it's not going to work. That doesn't mean I pray it works. I pray it gets us 10 wins. But if having watched Boston College football outside of just Florida State football, where they play Florida State, it just doesn't seem like that's going to be very conducive or that will happen. But we do need more than one quarterback. But with Luke, if you felt Luke was, so here's what we did need though. Unless we were truly getting rid of DJU, which to be honest with you, there's really no reason to get rid of DJU if for nothing else, just to provide depth. Like, he's there already. Let him get his master's, do whatever. He doesn't hurt you by having him on this. Now, if I know Gus, and everybody keeps talking about Gus, I want to bring something. Let me go look it up on this computer. Because a lot of people have a misconception of Gus's offense. All right, let me see if this shows UCF's. So, does anybody know how many yards of total offense UCF averaged in 2023? Here, I'll show you just so we can all be on the same page. See if this shows up on my thing. We got shit. No, it doesn't show it. So a lot of people just believe that that he's just going to run the ball. We're not running the fucking wing T, guys. We're running an offense. So there will be guys that are going to be open. But again, Luke's not slow. I don't know if one of the first highlights that I'm one of the first people who got a chance to know the Kromenhoeks. One of the first highlights I got was when he was a sophomore playing in backup time during the playoffs, and he ran and trucked the guy. Like, the kid is actually fast. Did y'all not see the long run that he broke against the University of Miami where he ran out of gas? But like, shit, he should have scored. Now, he's not as fast as it's not as explosive as Tommy C. But he's fast. He's got a can of arm. I don't know if you guys have ever tried to stand behind 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" motherfuckers. When they bend over, they taller than you. And I'm 5'11", 6 foot. It's hard to scan. And again, as the troll, my guy who was the troll, this guy who's a troll, Big Noel, stated that he called him a midget, hard R, Russell Wilson. So we can run as much as we want to run, but we got it. We're pretty good here. Like we have. Man, I hate when my camera does this, but he's got speed. He's explosive. Luke's not slow. I saw somebody ask, "What does this do about Russ?" Is admit he's no Sage. He's shorter than Russell. Hey man, brother, I don't know what be going on with my camera, dog. You said Walgreens, man. I ain't even gonna get a Walgreens. This is Wawa camera. Shoot. But a lot of the quarterbacks they're looking for are fast. So, yeah. So on that note, like I mean, shit. Again, Luke left. Luke left, and Luke is now considered the number one quarterback in the transfer portal. Again, hope the best for him, and I hope Mike stands. And I'm gonna put out this. I hope Mike stands his ground on that. I don't think you should be able to use the portal as a negotiation tactic. Either you want to be here or you don't want to be here. We argue in good faith. Glenn is actually pretty athletic. We got to just find somebody else in the portal. And again, for those who believe that the portal isn't that's sustainable, I would advise them to really take a hard look at the way the NCAA is going and look at how many people from the last two classes have entered the transfer portal. And you'll see a lot of those big time number one overall classes, they're losing a lot of kids. And I think that that's crazy. But what I will say is this. I happen to have a lot of access between actually Titan, that's great. Like, I'm gonna put this up there because here's why I always say that you guys got to chill with what you believe. The same reporters put that it was 800,000, and I don't know what's 800,000. Is that how many zeros is that? It's 8. How many figures is 800,000? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 figures would be 1 million or more. And then they're saying that he didn't. They're lowering the figure, which probably means the figure was around 600,000. See, Titan? You know. So to say it was 7 at 8 a.m. to saying it was 8 a few hours later is just wild. But whether it was whatever it is, he believes what he believes. If that's the case, I hope that we're all wrong and we're all having we're all having a farmer discussion like we had last year. But I do know this: one of the kid that I'm close to was talking to him, and his parent said that if TC is the direction in which they're going, then we probably don't need to recruit. They probably could just stop recruiting my son, because that tells me everything I need to know about the passing game and the wide receivers that they're trying to get. And I just think that's interesting. But again, as far as that goes, who knows? But I think I really like Luke as a Knoll. So other interesting things, Florida State currently stands 20th in recruiting rankings. I tried to look to see if maybe they signed a kid like the Chasten Brown kid. That would only bump them up to 242 to 245 points, which would put us around, I believe, the 17th, ranked 17th, if I remember correctly off the top of my head. They signed another person that could bring us top 15, which would lead us to having after our worst season, one of our worst seasons in school history, not being that far away from Miami, who had one of their best seasons in the last 20 years. So, yeah. A lot of people are saying scheme fit. Tell me what y'all think the scheme is. I mean, again, kick and run. Kick and run, kick and throw. But I will say this. Actually, my guy Reggie Martin put this up here. That's dope. He ain't worth two figures. Let loose slide. Well, one won't do. There's always another one that will. Here's what I want us to start doing as a fan base. I hear it all the time. I see it all the time on social media. Y'all ever see a bad bitch? The bad bitches always get fumbled. They'll never get punted or left. It's always a man messed up to a single chick. It's always the man. The man didn't do this. Man didn't do that. Man didn't do this. Don't let us go out like the single bad bitch. Let's not be that. Let's be better than that. Like, sometimes a bitch gets punted. And also, from an optic standpoint, you can't keep losing quarterbacks. Eventually, you have to show that you can bring in a quarterback that is competent, that you can do these different things with. My guy said it's like pro football. You can throw away a roster if you don't like it and just plug and play forever now. But that's where it's like pro football. You do need to have a quarterback that you can build around. Because even with, there is a finite amount of time that you can still have these guys. I think Luke and some of the other quarterbacks, Gus would have to go into his original Auburn OC bag, and we got to think more Cam Newton. But I do like this for Trevor Jackson, though. Trevor Jackson can skedaddle, and he can throw. So maybe they look at him as that guy, but I really do think we should look at somebody else. And we are Florida State still, but at a certain point we gotta get better. That's what I'm trying to figure out, Jen. I'm gonna find somebody to talk to me about these, because I know these exit meetings got to be crazy. Got to be crazy. Like, Mike is being a little bit of an asshole, and I don't mind that. Hold on. Getting some coolant from a truck. This would be funny. I think Gus likes black quarterbacks. All right, now remember, Gus had a blacker than a motherfucking quarterback and then benched him for the young man who's the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos right now. So I think Gus likes, and that motherfucker's saucy too. I think Gus just likes winners, man. I'm just interested in how all of this is going to pan out, though. But I believe it'll all work out. Nah, man, and Luke got drip, man. Luke's saucy, man. Don't don't shine on the Savannah boy. But again, portal cometh and the portal giveth and the portal taketh away. Um, cannot forget that we have a bunch of people coming into the portal from us that are leaving other schools. James Williams, uh, Prince Amanamapia. I don't know how to say his name. When he makes a play, I say his name. We got a lot of the kids from Nebraska fleeing and coming here. So I just want us to make sure we be mindful of the energy that we give those leaving out, and remember that the ones we can't be saying don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord splits you while begging people to leave from other schools. So we got to make sure we're not being hypocritical when it comes to that, because we still want some of these people. And that will again with these exit interviews and then people immediately hitting the portal, that means these kids ain't probably just entering the portal. These kids are being told that to get in the portal. So now what's going to be next is I do believe we're going to be hiring one more defensive coach. Obviously, we're still looking at wide receiver coaches. The rumors that I'm hearing are going back to the beginning. One of the first names I ever heard was Tyquan Underwood. He coaches for the Patriots, a really good coach, really good player. We used to coach at Pitt. Very big into development. Very good into connected with the kids. Also a good recruiter. And I was intrigued by this because I heard this in the space, and I have not talked to D. Nick in a week. I haven't talked to D. Nick in a week. And based upon the conversations that I had with D. Nick in a week, that's not happening to Florida State. So that's not that it won't happen. It just isn't happening in Florida State right now. From the last time that I talked to him. Now, right now he's sold in and being the best Hurricane that he could be. That's called being professional. So I won't go any more into detail on that. But D. Nick, I would love to have D. Nick, but the thing is our defensive coordinator is a linebackers coach. So he already does coach that. Now, if we did bring in another coach to coach linebackers and allow both our coordinators to be able to roam, I think that would be a really, really cool thing. But now I got to think, quarterbacks coach, wide receivers coach, tight ends coach, O-line coach. Wait a minute, hold on. QB, wide receivers, O-line, tight end, running backs. Okay, then that's 5 coaches. So that already messes us up right now. If we have we have a D-line coach, linebackers coach. We're gonna have 2. We're gonna have a safety and a cornerbacks coach. So that leaves us with so we wouldn't be able to. Then we'll have OC. So I believe Gus is going to just be a roam OC. I don't think Tokar. I think Tony's there. Tony's job is safe. And I mean, I actually like the staff as it's coming on. We talked about it pretty in detail on Big Games BS yesterday. We'll be talking about more stuff tomorrow on tomorrow's show at 9:30ish. Anybody got any other questions about what's going on with Florida State, stuff like that? Florida State, any of those different things that are going on. I just really want people to I'm not worrying if the Patriots receivers are bad. NFL guys get paid. So their quarterback just isn't that great. Yeah, more 9:30, more 9:45. Join early, enjoy your and get in the comments. Make sure you push the like button a lot sooner than later. A lot of y'all be in here just paying attention and don't hit the like button. We got 457 people on my Twitter channel, and we don't have. I need y'all to leave Twitter. Actually, about 494, almost 500 on Twitter. I need y'all to leave that, and then I need y'all to come over to Den Media Group on YouTube and just click the subscribe button and jam a like. He did Mike said, who do I want at quarterback? I would take either of the Liberty coach, not Liberty coach, the Liberty quarterback, New Mexico quarterback, or the Tulane quarterback. Those are the guys that I really like. I don't have I don't think Thomas is getting us to compete for ACC championships. I do like Washington State's quarterback, by the way, but I do think that he's probably going to was it Oklahoma State? Is that where they took the guy? No, that's not where they took the guy. I forgot. Oh, Oklahoma. I do believe the Washington State quarterback is going to Oklahoma. That's where his OC is going. So what else do we got? How many of the Nebraska players do I think we're going to get? All of them. Nah, not joking. I think we're going to go find some guys that fit their system, that know what they're talking about, that can come over here and flourish. How do I feel about Odell's new position, Montre? I love it. I think Odell has earned the right to be able to leave on his own terms and to be the person in which he to be able to being who he is. I think he'll be a great guy to continue to have around the program. So kudos to Odell. And we do need somebody that could be able to link the old and the new generations of Florida State football. So and we'll take a couple more if anybody has any more questions. Oh, let's see. We got my guy. I also thought it was funny. There's a kid who hit the portal right now. And there was a guy who commented, who I love to death, my brother from another mother. And that'd be Dominic Robinson. Has a fucking mutant on his hands. Deuce Robinson is supposed to be hitting the portal. He's 6'6", 220 pounds. He had 23 catches, 396 yards, and 5 touchdowns last season. Oh, my bad. I don't have him up here. You know what would be really, really good? If, D-Rob had some really, really, really pointed things to say about the coaches and trusting their evals and a lot of these different things. And I'm not mad at him for that. I think he should have that. That being said, y'all motherfuckers get on John McCain's internet and Elon Musk X on message boards and all these other different things and call me everything but a son of God, a child of God. Because kids that I coach make decisions to go to other universities than Florida State. But y'all don't be blasting people who I ain't none of their mamas. I ain't banged none of their mamas, man. So if my son, if this was Trey Coleman and Trey Coleman went anywhere to Florida State, y'all would be calling me up. Y'all would be all in my ass, no diddy. All I'm saying is it's easy to have an opinion about the trajectory of the program, but if you don't even believe in it, but like y'all don't even go after the people who don't even believe in the program in the manner in which y'all think I do. I'm the one who gets all the heat. But like you can't tell me that a 6'6", 240-pound wide receiver tight end would not change the trajectory of that could catch everything in his radius, would not change the trajectory of Florida State's program. That's all I'm saying, man. is that y'all love to get on me, but my loins ain't even good enough yet. So like the seed of my loins ain't good enough yet. But like the people who actually come on here and have opinions and don't send their jits over here, y'all just go over there and y'all click the like button and give thousands of views on their YouTube when that stuff is happening. That's all I'm saying, man. We could use some of those guys. We could use some of these kids that used to play. He lost the inch. Titan. Oh, we do have a 6'7" jit. We got a 6'7" jit from the JUCO. But I'm proud of that though. That's impressive though that D-Rob has a jit like that. If my son is 6'6", I don't think he's my son anymore. Too late now though. He's mine now, but I don't know if they make us 6'6" like that. I think hell, if he's 6'4", I'm gonna be questioning. So but yeah, man, on that note, man, I appreciate everybody for coming up in here and chopping up with me for a short amount of time. Make sure y'all jam the like button. Make sure you retweet it, whether you're on Twitter. Please consider joining the Den Media Group on YouTube. I have no idea where we're at, but once we get to 7,000 subs, we're giving away some bread. So on that note, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.
Well, what's your favorite Bobby Bowden story in general?
It's one that you guys are probably not going to like, but it's fine. So I'm in the office, QB office. We're watching film with Coach Dickey, me, Drew, and some of the other quarterbacks. And Bobby Bowden walks in behind me because we had that grease board behind, and he draws up a stick figure on how to throw the deep ball. You throw it high so either the receiver can get it or he comes back and gets a pass interference. So he draws this stick figure thing, and then I see Coach Dickey over there taking a picture of it. Like it's just the best artwork ever. It's literally stick figures of him throwing a guy like this or whatever. So he turns around and says, throw the ball far and high. Like Greg Carr, you throw it high, he'll go up and get it. If it's underthrown, at least he can come back and try to make a play on it or get pass interference. So he explains all of this. And then he turns to me and says, you got that, boy? And like walked out. He slapped me in the face. Bobby Bowden made that brilliant artwork, slapped me in the face, and walked out. So I'm sitting